quality prints. Sometimes the images I get are unacceptable. And while I love to educate everyone so we all know how things are done because we all need to grow, I wanted to take this time to let you know how I need the file set up for me, most of the time for most people. Um, so for me, I am printing with AccuRip 11, so I will not need you to gang up a sheet, but I will show you how to do that as well. First thing is first, I do want to point out dead space. I'm going to show you guys what dead space is. And we're going to use just this image here just to show you. We're going to size this. Let's say the customer wants a 12 by true to its size. So 12 by 15. Okay. And let's just say this sheet is a 13 by 19. Let's just say. Okay. So this image here, as you see, it is factoring in dead space. This is dead space. Let me show you here. All of this extra around the edges are dead space. Now, I do have a video on how to clean up the dead space. However, I'm going to show you here just so that we we are clear on how to get that dead space out. I will not be removing any dead space. Sometimes I get the client that sends me their images sized to the canvas, and unfortunately it just causes so many discrepancies. If there is dead space on it, I am printing sizing and printing like that. If you do not want dead space, please keep watching because again, I am trying to teach everyone on at least the bare minimum of how to get acceptable images. Now, this image is not acceptable. However, I'm still using it because it does have dead space. Now, once you click on the image from your desktop, you're going to click right up here to edit the image or hit Control E. If you notice, the image size has this entire square around it. You can grab the ball and pull and it'll do even aspect ratio, or you can just grab each corner and do this until it gets to the very edge of your image, and then you want to click save. Now I'm going to take the same image again and import it into the canvas, and I do want to show you this is sized 12 by 15. I'm going to add the new image with no dead space, size that 12. Look at that. When I size it 12 inches wide, it is now 12 by 19 versus 12 by 15. And I'm going to actually size it 12 by 15 so you guys can see the difference in size. This is with dead space here. It's factoring in all this dead space. This is without. Okay? Now, that is how you get rid of dead space if you have it. And how do you export without dead space? Okay, we're opening Silhouette Studio. This is what I use to create my images. Please take note that Silhouette Studio does not allow transparency, which means if you upload anything that has clouds in it or anything like that, it will make it a solid image instead of see-through in those areas. Nonetheless, it's pretty commonly used. So if I wanted to use this same image, because I'm going to use it for perspective, you can't take this 2-inch image. If you want to remove those red cut lines, you can't take a 2-inch image and export it at 300 dpi, because when you take a small image like this and you blow it up for a t-shirt, you're going to start to see all the pixelation. Now this is excessive, but again, I get images that are 1 inch, and here I'll show you. Let me see which one of these I can do. I know one of these. Nope, not this one. I will find one. Oh, I actually have one. Hold on. Oh, I deleted it. Darn it. I actually had one. I want to say it's this one. Yes. Anyway, we'll come back to that. I will eventually think of the image. Okay. So you want to make your image at least 15 inches, at least when you're exporting. I like to say that just because it's better to go big and shrink than to not shrink. I will no longer be accepting links. As you guys know, I've been hacked, so I need all images to be PNG and directly attached to the email. I will not click links. I will not click Google Drives. None of that. Again, these are my stipulations. If you need stuff printed, I'm just protecting my company, and I'm trying to educate everyone instead of just printing horrible quality. Nonetheless, let's say you wanted this to be this size, 10 by 12. My canvas is set by 12.3 to 13.3. If I export this like this, it will have the dead space. You want to make your canvas just a hairline bigger than the actual size of the image. So here is 9.4. So we're going to do about 9.6. And here is 12.27. So we're going to do about 12.4. When you center your image to the canvas, there is no dead space available for printing. I'm going to export this. Now, if you want to know how to export a PNG for quality, if you're in Silhouette Studio and you have the red lines around your entire image, you want to come here to your right panel and open the line style panel. When that opens, you want to hover over line color and choose clear. If you take note, it's usually red. You want to make sure that's clear. To export, you want to hit save as and save to hard drive. Here you will name it. I will need the images named 3, let the quantity 12 inches wide. However wide you want them. Quantity and however wide. 8 inches wide. So let's say I needed 6 of these, 3 of them 8 inches wide and 3 of them 12 inches wide. That's what I will name the file. Then underneath it, file type, you want to make sure you're clicking on PNG and hit OK. A pop-up box will appear. Here is where you'll put your dots per inch. You want 300 and you must hit enter or it will not change anything. Then you must click on the transparent background and hit save. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing, but I'm going to do it with the canvas being a lot bigger so you guys can see that that's how dead space occurs. I'll bring it to the middle. And then we're going to do the same thing just to show you. Wow. Okay. So now I will open both of those images to show you in size comparison. As soon as I find it right here. This is the one with no dead space. So I will know 12 inches wide, and I do portion. Everything is portioned, so please make sure that you know how wide and tall. If you need 12 by bigger than portion, then let me know 12 by whatever it is, okay? So this is no dead space, as you see. And then we're going to import the one that I added the extra space to. Should be under demo somewhere. And this is demo dead space. We're going to do it to 12 inches. And as you see, the dead space. So to recap that, to avoid the dead space, you want your canvas size the size of the image. A little hairline bigger, because if you make it exact, it'll cut stuff off. So you want it hairline bigger, okay? And so also, just because it says 300 DPI, 400 DPI doesn't mean it's quality. I just exported this horrible quality image under 300 DPI, and it's not going to fix anything. It's going to actually print a lot of pixelation in these areas, as I can see. So again, to recap, no dead space. You want to ensure your images are pretty big. I will link below how to clear a background if you need a background cleared. Again, I only use Silhouette Studio. Currently learning Photoshop here and there when I have some time to sit down and apply myself. I don't always have a lot of time to do that, so it's prolonging the process. Nonetheless, I also want to show you that if I get sent a PNG, what happens? Let me get there. And guys, I'm only using this for just to show you. If you guys take note here, this is a PNG file, this is a JPEG, and this is a JPEG. When you upload a JPEG, this is what happens. Let me change the color. If you notice here, it's supposed to be white with all the colors. This is what happens when you upload a JPEG. It removes the white, or it just becomes choppy. Once again, I'll add another JPEG to show you. So JPEGs cannot be used. If you send a JPEG, which you can right click the image to see if it is or isn't, and I will show you here. You right click it, go to properties, it's a JPEG file. Okay? If you have a JPEG like this and you want to turn it into PNG, what you'll do, we're going to delete that, import it into your creator software. Sorry guys, I'm losing my train of thought. Okay, import it to your creator software. As you see, it is all there. This is 34 by 33. We're gonna bring it down. Heck, 15. And we're gonna do 13.8 by 12 should be fine. Okay, this is just to show you. Alright, so we have brought in the JPEG and we're going to export it out the same way I just showed you how to export Alright, so I'm going to just save it. 300 dpi, enter, transparent background, save. Now we'll go back in here. Gonna delete this one because we're working with this one. As you see, the choppiness. We're gonna go back in here and add the PNG I just remade. And as you see, it is not choppy and it is of quality. Okay, so anytime you have a JPEG, it is unacceptable, and I understand that you need the entire square printed, but it still needs to be a PNG. Regardless, if it's a whole square and background needs to be printed, it still needs to be a PNG. Okay, JPEGs will be printed like this, and it is solemnly on the client's hands because at this point I'm taking the time to try and educate everyone on how to do so. Again, I will also link in the description below the videos where you can clear backgrounds and how to tell if the images are of quality. Okay? Alright guys, I hope this helps. Also, you want to create your images in CMYK only because you want to know what to expect. For instance, I'm going to take this photo in Photoshop really quickly here just to show you. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this layer just so I can show you guys really quickly here on the difference between RGB and CMYK. This is going to be RGB. I'm going to come here, CMYK. Do you guys see the difference in that change? This is what will print out, even with an ICC profile. Why? Because this blue is a CMYK color coded, or a RGB color coded blue. Now you can get very close to this if you have an ICC profile or you know how to manage your color percentages to do so. If you choose CMYK colors, you won't have that issue. If you're not creating the design, unfortunately, we'll do the very best we can to match the colors. Now, we haven't had very much issues with color matching because I have mastered that, but RGB is red, green, blue, and those are colors that are made with those colors, and CMYK is colors that are made with cyan, magenta, yellow, and ketone black. So they're two very different colors. You know, you can't make a certain shade without the colors. So if you understand how paint works and mixing paint, it'll better help you achieve the colors you're looking for. So another thing that helps is to calibrate your monitor to lower the brightness so you can see the image color without the backlit brightness behind it. Alright, so I will get into more color printing throughout the year here. We're gonna show you how to achieve these stubborn colors, um, and things like that. But first things first, I wanted to educate you guys on how I want my files because it's just the way that I can print quality for you. I can't make magic happen. The printer will pick up any flaw on the image, and that includes, as you see, all this pixelation that you really can't see unless you zoom in. But all of this will be in the image. Okay? And that is it for right now. Once again, to recap, I need PNG images. I need them emailed with the quantity and size that you need of each image. Um, I will not accept Google Drive links. I won't accept any kind of links. Um, and again, I need to make sure that they are quality and that you know the size that you want. I can't make assumptions anymore. I've been asked for help on sizing, and while most of the time they're appreciative, it has blown up in my face sometimes, and the client doesn't like the size and blames me. Therefore, I will no longer assume sizes or have anything to deal with your sizes. I need sizing, exact size, inches, wide, and length, and PNG quality images. If there is dead space on the image, it will be printed with the sized and printed with the dead space. I will no longer remove that. If you have any questions prior to submitting your document or your images, please do so because, again, my goal is to provide you quality DTF images, and I'm sure this video will also help other printers as well. They want to provide you quality images. However, I'm taking the chance to educate my clients because I want you guys to learn. And this includes printing for your own print and cuts. This includes printing anything on even regular paper. Um, so quality is needed to print quality. All right, guys, I hope this video helps you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And yes, while vectors do work, most of the time the images you're purchasing on Etsy are not vectors. And so I'm educating the newbies. I will only accept PNGs, so there is no discrepancies. Um, and no issues. Okay? And to recap, we will not be removing any dead space. It will be sized accordingly. If it's there and you need 12 inches, we will size it here 12 inches and print it. We don't do nothing else. Okay? All right, guys, thanks for watching. Please share, please like, please comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Join my group because I am going to be releasing lots of helpful tips on how to obtain quality. One thing I want to add as well is when you're choosing your color, I'm going to show you here. I've had people write me that their blacks aren't black, that they're faded, and I wanted to show you that this is an image that they think they chose black. And this isn't the customer complaining or none of that, but this was one image that I was able to pinpoint. This is considered Chinese black or charcoal black, not black. If you take note how the black separates itself from the actual black, that is not true black, and it's going to print faded looking because that's the color that it is. If the item is true black, this is not a good one to use. One second. If the item is true black here, you will see, I guess we'll use this. It is harder to notice on the canvas outside of the white outline. So if you take note the difference in blacks, This is true black. This is Chinese black. And most people won't realize that it's not actual black and it's a real thing. Let me show you here. I'm just going to do 2 squares to show you the black. So we have this black, and then we have, sorry, it's this black. All right. And then we have this black. And if you take note, there are 2 different blacks, and most people will choose this one by accident. Okay? You want to ensure that it is 00000, and that's the black code. These will show up how this looks here. All right, I just wanted to add that as well, so be conscious of the colors you're choosing, as well as the reds too. As you see, this is more of a lighter red, and so there's many. So there's this red here, then you can get the dark red, deep red. You see, this is like a soft red. It'll almost print kind of pinkish. Um, this is the apple red, dark red, cherry, bright red. So please take note when you're choosing your colors, the depth that you want them to be when you're choosing all your colors, because it makes a difference. All right. All right, now we're really ending the video.